Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this is going to be a Raid Shadow Legends daily wrap-up video. We have got the day 2 of CVC going on with a big-time champion being part of a 10x. We've got hot packs popping up, and we'll go over everything happening in-game and in the community to keep you caught up on everything you need to know as we head into the middle of the week. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so we will go over the packs a little bit later in the shop, but the most notable thing today in terms of something like kicking off in game is we do have a 10x going on for Yumeko. How do you say it? Yumeko or Yumeko? I don't know. I've heard it both ways, but anyway, she is one of the better Void legendaries in the game for sure. And there's going to be maybe a decent amount of high spenders that are close to their Mercy system that might be willing to pull shards to go for a champion that is basically a version of Prince Kaimar and Warlord kind of wrapped into one, where you can both decrease the cooldown of your team's skills and also increase the cooldown of all enemy skills. Now, it's not a full reset like Kaimar, but it is pseudo kind of, because it, like most of your cooldowns in the game, probably for your legendary champions fully booked, probably like 65-70%, maybe even 75% of the skills in the game are 3-turn cooldowns. Some of your more impactful ones will be 4, and then some of your insane ones like this one, the Dance of Time, is going to book to 5. That's how you know it's a really ridiculous ability, when it has a 5-turn cooldown on a Void Lego. Because like I just summoned Korrigar Deathbell recently, and one of the things that I was looking for that made me kind of excited to try him out, I always look for the cooldown rotation potential, and I noticed, you know, okay, the A2 3 turns, the A3 3 turns, okay, cool. So you'll see a lot of legendary champions that kind of have that default 3-3 rotation on their abilities. So somebody like Yumeko with the 3-turn cooldown lowering would be basically a Kaimar if you kind of built a team around that. But you will also see really good champions like Mighty Uko that have a 4-4 rotation, because Mighty Uko's abilities are super impactful, and there's lots of manipulation and reviving and stuff like that. So Mighty Uko actually books to a 4-4, so it's going to be a default 4-4 rotation of the abilities. But either way, I say all of this to say that Yumeko is a really good Void legendary, probably a top 10 Void legendary, so I think you'll see a fair amount of your higher spenders in the game going after her today, not only to get points for CVC, but also to proc that Mercy, because Mercy is a little bit more impactful on Void shards, because there's less Void champions in the game. So when you have a 10x for a champion, it's a lot more likely the 10x will actually hit for a Void champion as opposed to a non-Void. And you know what? You can't win if you don't play. What was it? Michael Jordan said you miss all the shots you don't take. We might as well YOLO just a couple. I'm due to have something crazy happen. It's been so long since something crazy happened that just by like sheer numbers and RNG, I'm definitely due. So come on, we'll pull like 2 or 3 here. We've got one of these days, it's gonna be some gold. If I just keep doing this for what, 10 more years, eventually we're gonna get something. Nope. Okay, we got hey, I did get a cold heart though. So fun fact, it took me about 220 something Void shards before I got my first cold heart. And the reason I remember that and I know that is because when I started out on my journey playing Raid, I was basically a content creator from day 1 of my account, because the goal originally of my channel was to play mobile games and then review them and just go over like every mobile game in the App Store and give my thoughts on if they're worth playing or not. And the first one I did was Raid, and then I ended up just kind of becoming a Raid creator, and I got hooked in by literally the first one that I tried, because I was always a PC gamer. So I ventured out into the mobile market. First one I tried was Raid, and then I was like, well, okay, I guess we're just staying with this one. But yeah, cold heart took me like 220 something Void shards because I had all the pulls on camera, so I could actually count them basically. For stuff going on in game, if you're going for Loriaca, you're going to want to be grinding up the spider to get 2250. The spider is also a good thing to grind for CVC as well. And then it does double dip with the dungeon divers going on that you'll want to focus on and getting enough points down here to scoop up your fragments if you're going for Greathoof. And then tomorrow you'll want to be upgrading artifacts for Greathoof fragments as well. Then we'll move into this weekend where we get some sort of 10x or guarantee or something like that. We'll probably hear from Plarium behind the scenes what the actual event is going to be this weekend, coinciding with the last kind of hurdle of the Greathoof Loriaca fragments. So they'll probably be letting us know like Wednesday morning or Thursday morning in terms of what summon type of event, how it's going to be structured to expect this weekend. For a couple other things, you've got a brand new set of Hydra keys if your account is in a place to run the Hydra, something to take note of. And then also we are down to the last couple days of the Dark Fae Astronix Doom Tower. So get in, do those secret rooms, and farm up as much lethal set as you can before the Doom Tower resets. So, okay, now we can pull up the shop and go over this pack string for voids. I knew we would kind of be getting void shards, obviously, to coincide with the 10x for Yumeko and the different events kind of here with CVC. A 6 for, that's not going to be, I mean, this is going to be just your average kind of string pack. It's not amazing. It's not the worst one you're ever going to see. Voids are probably one of the more stable currencies within Raid because it's probably the thing that gets spent the most on. Like in the whole scheme of Raid, the thing that makes Plarium the most money is probably void shards. So it's going to be the most stable market and most consistent one probably. So this pack just kind of is what it is. It's not going to be anything super outlandish. But there was the one that we wanted to plug in that was kind of a hot offer here. So, okay, we've got the 3 for 15, some chicken and stuff. I don't think this is going to be very good. I'm going to guess that it plugs in as like a 1.02, but let's go ahead and fire up the calculator here and crop that in a little bit better. So we've got the 1550K, and then we're going to be doing 70 XP brews. Okay, 2 of the 5-star chicken right there, and then the 3 void shards right there. What did I say? A 1.02, a 1.09. And yeah, like you know, if you watch my videos, something that kind of gives this away is the purchase limit of 2. If it was something like a 1.3, 1.4 type of offer, it would probably have a purchase limit of 1. So you can kind of grade it usually pretty quickly by seeing the purchase limit. So yeah, unfortunately, there really isn't. They're trying to do like void offers with the string pack and then also the World Music Day pack. Is it World Music Day? Well, would you look at that? World Music Day is June 21st, so happy World Music Day to you. I wish the pack would have been a little bit better, but yeah, it's also my birthday today. So I've always known June 21st as my birthday, and it's also, fun fact, it's the longest day of the year. It is the summer solstice. So I always remember as a kid, it staying light until like 10:30 at night because my birthday is on the longest day of the year. But yeah, anyway, let's get to some of the community news going on as well. No, wait, we had a skill pack pop up. This is not gonna be, I like the artwork, that's kind of cool. We got the Sylvan Watchers charging in, but unfortunately, it like the last pack is decent, but yeah, nothing super noteworthy there in my opinion. So as far as some of the community stuff happening, I think the most noteworthy thing is we heard from Hell Hades and his team yesterday that they're kind of starting a game studio and developing a game of their own. I did a dedicated breakdown here on the channel. It's my most recent video from yesterday afternoon where I talked about my full thoughts and kind of went over the outline of everything that Hell Hades has told us so far. And then I'll also link down below if you're interested. Ivy Lee was kind of talking about my video and reacting to her thoughts as well as Hell Hades putting out a game and some of my thoughts on it and sharing some of her insights as well. So if you want to check that out, I will link to it down below. Shout out Ivy. But also I do have confirmation that Hell Hades is going to join me here on the channel and talk about the game that he's producing and then be candid about answering some questions that I have and maybe some of you out there in the community have. So as soon as Hades and I can line up that schedule, I will get him here on the channel and we will talk about his new game studio and them trying to kind of produce a game that is in the same vein as Raid, and we'll be able to get some direct insight from Hell Hades himself very soon here, as soon as I can line that up. So I hope you all have a fantastic day, and remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content. I will see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.